Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. Bunch of bikes in the garage. Let's get to work. All right, tell you what, folks, it's been a long time since we've packed this many bikes in here. Currently, we have 8 motorcycles in here. I have another 5 in the storage unit. And all of these in some sort of way needs some attention. Well, maybe not all of them. The Judge, running great as always. The only thing it needs is to be ridden. The Rainmaker, we just did the tires on that. It's running great, ready to go. Tour, we basically just need to knock the dust off of that thing before we go to Daytona. Speaking of Daytona, we need to do the oil change on the Dolly Mongrel to get it ready to race with Sons of Speed. When we were racing in Tennessee on the desert sled, the kickstand bottom broke off, so I need to weld that back on. There are some issues with the Cub, as you've seen our Hooligan 100 race. A lot of things went awry on it, so we need to get that thing fixed up. But the main important thing right now is Dad's bike. So we had Dad's bike out at Sturgis this year, and my brother was riding it around and running great, but then he started noticing a shifting issue. For some reason the shifter isn't returning back to center, so you have to put your foot underneath it to return it back. Pretty sure I know what that is. It's a spring inside the outer gearbox cover, and these cruddy fork gators, they're pretty dry rotted after years, so need to replace those. And today is a special day because today marks the 11th year that my dad has passed, and I thought normally I would take this bike out on 2 days a year. That's either on Father's Day or on his birthday, but this year I said, hey, you know, let's get this thing back to where it needs to go. So I think that's going to be priority 1. We'll knock that out, and then we'll get to all of the other projects and get those going too. So today, Dad's bike. Iris, hey girl. All right, just as we suspected, the spring on the inside of that outer gearbox cover has broken. Now it's pretty mangled up. It's probably from my brother continuing to ride it. The other one looks in fine shape. They usually have this little bit of arc to them. I do have a set of new ones over in a bin that I've had for a long time. But while we're here, we're going to talk about Dad building this bike from what he had when he got it. The story was we bought 2 1966 Triumphs, numbers matching, paid $750 US for the pair of them. He built this bike kind of into what you see. I did a cosmetic restoration But I didn't change a whole lot of things. Never been inside the engine. This is the first time I'm getting in here, and I'm quite impressed. It's pretty good shape. But one thing he did was he put these braided steel lines. Let me grab the camera, show you guys here. He put these braided stainless steel oil lines on here, and that's just something that's always kind of stuck out to me as too far away from original. So we're gonna go ahead. We got to change the oil anyway. We'll go ahead and replace those oil lines. But before that, we got to get all this stuff cleaned up, get all these gasket surfaces ready to go so that we can get this cover back on here. And then we can move up front to those fork gators, and we will be wrapped up on Dad's bike. So let's get to cleaning, change some oil lines, change some fluids, and keep plugging away. Alright, got rid of that nasty stainless braided oil line. Now we can throw on some brand new 5/16 oil line with the correct clamps and clean this thing up. Works out great because it needed an oil change anyway. But yeah, not too shabby. Let's keep plugging away at it. Oil line all in. We have all of our parts cleaned up. We didn't have a gasket, so I had to make a gasket. You probably watched this channel, you see me do it 100 times. We got everything good to go. If you're ever wondering how to hook up oil lines on a unit construction, it's different for pre-unit, but on a unit construction is the tube that goes to the front of the engine. There's two tubes here, 1, 2. So the one at the front, that is front, feeds off of the filter. So front, feed, filter, and then obviously the rear goes to the return. That means that's the oil going back into the oil tank. So don't get those mixed up. You can be in a bad place if you do. You'll be starving your engine and you will lock it up. Speaking of locking it up, let's lock up this gear cover, and we can get on up to the front end and get those forks taken apart. So make it happen. All right, got all that stuff buttoned up. Now what we need to do is let this lift back down, take the bike off, flip it around so we can have our front end facing out. I don't have all that bracketry up here in the way, so when we go to remove that front wheel, all that stuff to get it disassembled. We'll do the fluids at the end, gearbox fluid and the engine oil. Yeah, so let's get this thing down, get it whipped around, and get it back up in the air. We got her up in the air, and we are on the primary side of the motorcycle. First thing we need to do is get these handlebars off of here because we need to get to these fork cap nuts. I may need to remove the gauges, not sure yet, but definitely handlebars up out of the way so we can loosen these up. Probably go ahead and remove the wheel, the fender, so everything's ready to come out through the triple trees. Also, we could just repair this ripped rubber. Everything is outside of that is in good working shape, but that just looks like doo-doo. So let's fix the doo-doo and get to work. Boy, getting that fender and that tire off was a feat. But I did get to thinking. Typically in the manual it tells you to pull the fork out so you can slide the fork gator over the top and do all of that. But I'm almost looking at these and my new fork gators, which are rubber. I think I might be able to finagle them from the bottom up without having to take everything apart. I guess I'll be a test dummy, see if we can do it. Fingers crossed, hopefully I don't rip these new ones. Alright, so we got the other ones off. Like I said, not too worried about ripping those, and yeah, let's just say they came all apart. But what I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to spray some lube around the fork cup to make it a little bit easier to slide these over, and fingers crossed we can get it all the way up to the top to get that clamp back on, and then we can move it down to grab the bottom fork cup holder. So let's try it out. All right, proof of concept. We don't have to pull these forks out of here, which is great because it could be a mess. Yeah, so let's get the clamps on and get the other side done and get this project knocked out. All right, I'm gonna give away a secret. So these little clamps that hold the fork gators on there, they can be a pain. A lot of guys will take a pair of needle nose pliers, stick it in there, and try to hold it, and they fling and they fly. Well, my little secret is to use a zip tie. You route it right through there and you tighten it down, and that thing will stay open for you until you cut it. So that's a Weems Motor Co. secret. If you're doing this job, make it happen. All right, let's get the clamps on and we can call this wrapped up, get the wheel on, the fender, and put those fluids in, and we're ready to roll her out of the garage. Got it done. Let's get it all back together.